Attorneys in a high-profile triple murder case are trying to convince a judge to move the trial. Two Southeastern officials facing multiple charges headed to court today. We'll have the details from Clay County. And a Hillary Clinton aide says she's separating from her husband after another sexting scandal.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon on this Monday. Sam Dick and Jennifer Palumbo reporting. Amber Philpott is off today. A judge is now considering whether to move a high-profile triple murder trial.
Kenneth Keith is accused in the murder of a husband and wife and a gold broker in a Danville pawn shop back in September 2013. WKYT's Phil Pendleton was in the courtroom as findings of a survey in the case were revealed. It's our top story at 4:30.
Kenneth Allen Keith's legal team paid for this survey to see how the people who live in this community feel about Kenneth Keith and this case. Keith is accused of killing 3 people inside the Danville pawn shop 3 years ago, and defense attorneys claim that most have already made up their minds on his innocence or guilt. Dr. Michael Hamilton of Center College says her survey shows that as well. She told defense attorneys during the hearing that 97% of the respondents are familiar with the case, and that she says the total college community had a lot of fear that day and negative talk towards whoever would be arrested. She said that there was the hope expressed that whoever the person was arrested would be convicted. She says the survey showed that nearly 70% recognized the name of Kenneth Keith and 65% believe that he was in fact guilty.
It means that they have made up their mind before hearing the true facts of the case, before being jurors and coming and hearing the facts that will actually be admitted in the trial.
Now, Dr. Hamilton also said the survey had a question that asked if Keith would receive a fair trial. She said that most thought that he would, about 75%, but she believed that they answered the question in that way, thinking that he would receive a fair trial and the fact that he would be found guilty. We're going to have more on this coming up at 5:30, but for now, Boyle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The judge did not make a decision today on the change of venue request. Another court hearing is scheduled for November. Today, the Clay County judge executive and county road foreman faced a judge. At the beginning of the month, a grand jury indicted the two on 9 counts.
Investigators say the two men used public money and equipment to do work on people's homes while still billing them. Angela Reichert was in Clay Circuit Court this morning for the very latest.
For the first time, the Clay County judge executive and road foreman appeared in court after being charged with abuse of public trust, bribery, and possession of a forged instrument.
It looks like I just made a mistake colors on something and just we'll figure it out later.
That was County Judge Executive Joe Asher moments after being arrested at the beginning of the month. He and County Road Foreman Buford Jarvis are accused of using public property for private jobs and pocketing the cash.
I'm just shocked because I never thought that he would do anything like that.
Call case of 16 CR 82.
Asher and Jarvis pleaded not guilty in circuit court Monday. Neither Asher, Jarvis, or their attorneys would comment on the case. Both Asher and Jarvis will appear back in court on December 5th for a pretrial conference. Reporting in Clay County, Angela Reiger, WKYT.
And Asher is still working as the county judge executive. This is his second term in office. The search continues this afternoon for 2 people involved in a late-night armed robbery in Lexington. It happened just after 11 o'clock last night on Laredo Drive near Reading Road and Lansdowne Drive. Police say the victim was getting out of his car when 2 men walked up to him armed with handguns. They took the man's wallet, then ran off to a neighboring park. Both men were wearing skull masks that covered their faces.
A Lexington-based company is using a technology developed at the University of Kentucky to combat mosquitoes, and it's getting attention from as far away as California and South America. Inside the mosquito mate lab, there are hundreds of thousands of mosquitoes, many that will actually be released out into targeted areas. The mosquitoes released are males, which do not bite. They've also been given a bacteria that essentially makes the mosquitoes sterile. Past few summers, a trial was done in an area across from Commonwealth Stadium, targeting Lexington's main biting nuisance, the Asian tiger mosquito. Scientists say that trial reduced the mosquito density there by 80%.
That it's species specific. So unlike chemical pesticides that can affect non-targets, things that we see as beneficial, so butterflies, honeybees. The incompatible males that we release only target Asian tiger mosquito females. And after they mate with those females, they die and cease to persist in the environment.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, we'll take a closer look at this technology and where it's being used to help fight the Zika virus. Well, it is a warm and muggy day here in the Bluegrass with another chance for storms as we head through the overnight hours.
And some of that stormy weather yesterday. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. Chris, you were busy yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, and we're busy again. Those storms are already out there packing a punch across much of central and eastern Kentucky, and they're coming at us from the northeast to the southwest. This is a 2-hour radar loop. Look how quickly things begin to fire up out there. We've got a lot of boundaries that are floating around. Little mini cold fronts, if you will, left over from yesterday's thunderstorms. All the temperature had to do this afternoon was get to a certain point, right around 90 degrees, and all of a sudden the lid was going to come up with some thunderstorms, and that is indeed what we're seeing out there right now. Storms right now have a little better movement than the slow movers of yesterday. Thunder and lightning, though, from Frankfort over toward the Shelbyville area. Get into parts of Scott County, southwest of the Cynthiana area. Nice little storm around Owenton as well. Sadieville, thunder and lightning. South side of Lexington, just to the south of Commonwealth Stadium, that'll be hopping this weekend. Getting in on a little gusty shower that extends back toward the southwest, where we run into additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Just look at the coverage. You go from a break to all of a sudden a booming thunderstorm to a break. Strong thunderstorm right on top of Interstate 75 here into Rockcastle County, London. We've got thunderstorms all around us. That includes McKee into Jackson County. To the northeast, strong thunderstorm. This one isn't moving as quickly as I'd like to see going into Breathitt County. That could put down a lot of water in a very short amount of time. But again, overall, those thunderstorms are blowing up, courtesy of leftover mini cold fronts from yesterday. Scattered storms continue for the next few days, but I've got big, and I mean big, changes that follow the boomers. Guys, we're talking fall arriving just in time for the Labor Day weekend in a few.
Thank you, Chris. Many people across the state cleaning up damage today after strong storms yesterday. We caught up with a man in Franklin County who was left to clean up a mess after a massive tree came down on his property. He says he's not sure of the extent of the damage as he's still in the early stages of clearing things out, but he's hoping it's only minor.
The rain was coming down so hard you couldn't even see across the street. That and we had a lot of close lightning strikes, so we didn't even hear it come down. We were in front of the house. If it had gone a little bit more over to that side, it would have done a lot more damage. We got lucky.
No injuries have been reported from yesterday's storms. Many winners and entertaining moments from the MTV Video Music Awards last night we'll show you coming up on WKYT News at 4:30.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Guys, beginning to turn stormy across central and eastern Kentucky. Right on cue this afternoon, we have the steam, now the storms that are kicking up their heels. We can see some of those on our live sky cam as you have a scattering of boomers across central Kentucky. Then all of a sudden, look at this one little shower that is to the southwest of the station, and you can actually see the rain shaft with that. Here's the back edge of it, here's the leading edge of it, and that's the area getting in under some rain. That's not a whole lot of folks getting in under some heavy downpours right now. Defender radar network with showers and thunderstorms coming at us from the northeast to the southwest. So I know we're used to looking at that western sky. Forget about that. Look towards your northeast. That's where the weather's coming from right now. Thunderstorms that pass through the Frankfort area, now into parts of Anderson County. Get into Sadieville and Georgetown with some scattered thunderstorms. And across the Bluegrass region, here's that little shower that's out near Fayette Mall that we were just looking at on our live sky cam. Again, not a big impact with that one, unless you're underneath it, huh? Liberty, Casey County, into parts of Pulaski County. And then you get some thunderstorms here into Mount Vernon, Rockcastle County, into Laurel County. Strongest part of this storm continues to be right on top of Interstate 75, not too far away from Livingston. Another strong thunderstorm here into Breathitt County that is working toward Jackson. Hazard, you may get it on that if it can hold together toward the southeast. Little rain-cooled boundaries from yesterday. Mini cold fronts that are left over. Those are mini cold fronts. I want a big cold front. I bet you do too. Here it comes later this week. Fall-like air that is coming in behind that arrives by the time we roll into the end of the week. And as we go through the next few days, look at the muggy meter. Down, down, down toward the pleasant category by the time we hit the weekend. Later this week, we do have those big changes on the way with a fall cold front that will produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms Wednesday into Thursday morning. But behind that, as we go into Friday, to jumpstart the big weekend, how about some fall-like air? Not only for Kentucky, but we're kind of opening up the floodgates from Canada into the eastern part of the country. I think a lot of folks will take that. Here's how we get there. Through the evening, thunderstorms as the sun sets. Thunderstorms begin to set as well. Early tomorrow morning, a little fog out there, upper 60s, low 70s. Tomorrow afternoon, a thunderstorm or two will blow back up. Will be 90-ish, give or take a degree or two where you live. Changes really show up as we go into our Wednesday. With readings into the afternoon, mid and upper 80s. Here comes the cold front, though, with some booming thunderstorms that'll drop the numbers behind that. And look at what you wake up to Thursday morning. This is just the tip of the iceberg. That front is still right on top of the area with a leftover shower or storm. Notice the upper 50s showing up into Covington. Everybody will get in on the 50s as we get deeper into the weekend. A weekend, by the way, football fans, it is back in the Bluegrass State. How about this on Saturday? 7:30 kickoff, Southern Miss coming to town. Tailgating with low 80s and sunshine that afternoon. Kickoff temperature, 76 degrees, low humidity. It is feeling absolutely fine out at Commonwealth Stadium. And for the drive back home, temperatures that will be into the mid to the upper 60s. How about that? And here's how you get there. 79 on Thursday, 77 gorgeous degrees for a high temperature on Friday. High school football fans have had to sweat it out, guys, for the past 2 Fridays. Forget about sweating this Friday. It's going to be absolutely awesome.
Yes, the weekend is fantastic. We are so ready for this.
I like that. That was in stereo.
It was.
Well, we're football fans, all three of us.
We'll beat the game,
college.
all of us.
Low 80s tailgating, mid 70s at kickoff.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
It's a game day fashion show for the first game of the season. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Kentucky Branded today.
This weekend is a kickoff of football with UK here in the Bluegrass.
Lots of excitement. Deanne Stevens is out and about today at Kentucky Branded, where you can stock up on everything you need for game day. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are game day ready with a fabulous UK fashion show here at Kentucky Branded today. I mean, we're talking all things Kentucky. Jennifer Price is with us, and I love all the state logos and UK everywhere. It is a big week here, isn't it?
It is a huge week, and we are ready. We've got a little bit of UK, a little bit of state pride, a little bit of everything.
A whole lot of blue and white, too,
Yes,
right?
Absolutely, a lot of blue and white.
Let's get started with our fashion show. We have beautiful Miss Madison, and I love the plaid, hugely popular.
Yes, plaid is going to be a very popular print for fall.
And what is the purse she's carrying there?
So a Dooney and Burke crossbody, great for tailgating. You can just don't have to worry about it.
So Dooney and Burke has gone UK on us. I love them even more now.
Even more now.
And they're very popular too. Okay, next we have Miss Hannah, and we see her out on the field cheering for the Cats, don't we?
Yes, she is a cheerleader for Kentucky. She's got on the football sleeve shirt by Nike, which has been very popular.
I was going to say, these jerseys are really popular. I know I have a high schooler now, and they love them. They like to wear them to school.
Yes, very, very popular.
And Andrew?
Andrew's got on a tri-blend Nike shirt with a little bit of heather detail. The heather has been, again, people want that softness. Heathers tend to be very, very soft.
And the guys have it so easy. I mean, Andrew throws on a cute UK t-shirt with, and a hat, and they look great.
Yes.
And Katie looks great too.
So same football sleeve, we just have it in white now by Nike.
And throw on a hat, and look how beautiful she looks, right?
Beautiful.
You guys have some great hats here too. And then Miss Abigail is rocking the gingham.
She's all decked out in gingham. Gingham has been very popular too. So good state pride. No UK, but you could still tailgate in that for sure. And a catch-all bag.
And that bag, hopefully they'll let you into the game with it too,
I know,
right? Fill it for a little tailgating fun. All right, our models look fabulous, and they are all about UK this weekend. First home game Saturday night. Now listen, Kentucky Branded, you guys have another location just opened?
We do. We have a location in Hamburg now, right next to Yankee Candle.
Okay, and this location is?
We're in Fayette Mall, right next to Solgood.
All right, can I get a big CATS?
C-A-T-S, Cats, Cats, Cats.
Go Cats. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Kentucky Branded. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin says she is separating from husband Anthony Weiner after another sexting scandal involving the former congressman from New York.
Abedin made the announcement in a statement released by Clinton's presidential campaign. The New York Post published photos late yesterday that the newspaper said Weiner had sent last year to a woman. A Democrat quit Congress in 2011 following revelations that he was sending women sexually explicit messages. There were several big winners at last night's MTV Video Music Awards show.
Chris Martinez has today's Eye on Entertainment.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information.
For the first time ever, MTV hosted its Music Video Awards show in New York's Madison Square Garden, and the top names in music showed up to celebrate the night's big winners, including the winner for Best Music Video.
Beyonce, Formation! I dedicate this award to the people of New Orleans.
Rihanna was presented with the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, which is MTV's honor for lifetime achievement. The singer-songwriter thanked her fans with a performance. Britney Spears also performed at the MTV VMAs for the first time since 2007. And out in theaters later this week, The Ninth Life of Louis Drax. Aidan Longworth plays 9-year-old Louis, who has survived 8 near-death experiences, including plunging from a steep cliff.
You know, we're not supposed to use the word miracle in the medical profession, but this might call for an exception.
Actor Jamie Dornan plays a neurologist who tries some unorthodox techniques to try to tap into the boy's unconscious to determine if Louis fell or was pushed.
Aiden would be, you know, not very good at lying with his eyes closed and staying still because he's like a 10-year-old boy and he just wants to talk about, you know, race cars and all kinds of stuff and computer games. So those moments are a bit of a challenge, but in a very sort of fun way.
The Ninth Life of Louis Drax opens in theaters Friday. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Jordan Smith fans are in luck. The Voice winner and Kentucky native has released some new tour dates.
Smith tweeted that he has added more stops to his Something Beautiful tour. One of his stops will bring him back to the Bluegrass. Smith will be in Louisville at the Brown Theater October 25th. Tickets are already available for that concert. Prices begin at $25. Not many music superstars have been honored the way this country music icon is being recognized in her home state. That's coming up next.
Well, after a stormy Sunday, some places are seeing some storms again today.
Yeah, we had some damage yesterday. Fortunately, Chris, no injuries, but we did have some damage.
Yeah, and you know what? Our neighbors to the north really came off on the shorter end of the stick. Parts of the Cincinnati area with major flash flooding last night to the tune of greater than 5 inches of rain in a short amount of time. Storms that are out there right now aren't as potent as what we had yesterday, but are still packing a bit of a punch out there, and they're coming from northeast to southwest. You see the increase in lightning over the past little bit. It's one of those scenarios where storms blow up and then they weaken just a little bit, really watching a storm corridor, if you will, from the Mountain Parkway there toward London, Somerset, and the Lake Cumberland area. Some thunderstorms across parts of central Kentucky as well, but here it's become a little more scattered. Southwest side of Lexington getting in on some rain, and obviously that may be dampening part of the roads across the Lexington Metro. Let's check in now with Officer Don to see if that is having any kind of an impact on the traffic. Don?
Well, we did clear a collision at Bryan Station and New Circle. That was an injury crash, but police have now moved that out of the way, so the north side is looking a lot better. Still slow traffic, though, on the outer loop of the circle around Liberty over to Winchester Road. Pretty much stop and go there at the moment. Drive times to Versailles, 12 minutes. To Winchester, about 24. And to Richmond on 75, about 23 minutes. Now back in the studio.
Thank you, Officer Don. Bridezillas, an icon honored, and the ABCs go viral. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
A small Russian town celebrated its city's anniversary in grand style. The city held a Battle of the Brides. 11 women took part in this battle. They each wore wedding gowns to reflect their individual styles. Contestants had to paint and sing and, of course, toss a bouquet. The organizer of the event said it gave the ladies an opportunity to wear their wedding dress for a second time. The judges gave points to the competitors based on their originality of their performances. 4 brides walked away with a $150 gift card.
Well, she's recorded more than 40 albums and owns a theme park with her name on it. Now, country music icon Dolly Parton will be featured on a special order Tennessee license plate. The plate features a photo of Dolly herself and promotes her Imagination Library, which provides free books to children 5 and under across the state. The plate costs $35 with $15 of the price benefiting the mobile library. Unfortunately for WKYT anchor Bill Bryant and all the other Dolly Parton fans here in Kentucky, this plate is only available for vehicles registered in Tennessee.
That will be a big hit.
Yes, it will.
But poor Bill.
Well, a 2-year-old from Louisiana is well on her way to a Grammy.
Violet OG's dramatic rendition of the classic alphabet song has been viewed more than 3 million times in just the past few days. Take a listen.
Wow. Violet's mom says every day when she picks her 2-year-old up from preschool, Violet runs to the theater and makes her sit in the audience as she sings. She says Violet really digs the acoustics in the theater, and as you can tell, she loves to sing. She has a future, I think.
And she's just really, really dramatic about it. She's got those arms working, and look at her, just, oh yeah.
Loves that alphabet.
All right. Stay with us for much more now coming up next on WKYT at 5.